Hello. If you are grieving the loss of a military loved one to suicide, you've come to the right place. The Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors has supported thousands of survivors of military suicide loss by offering them hope, healing, and renewed opportunities for personal growth. Our process is Postvention, the act of decreasing risk and promoting healing for survivors after a suicide loss. The TAPS Suicide Postvention model is a field-leading, three-phase approach to grief after suicide loss that will stabilize you and your family, guide you onto a health-promoting grief journey, and offer you a path toward post-traumatic growth. It's a roadmap developed by survivors for survivors. It will help you and your family get through this by finding meaning from the loss and renewed purpose in your lives. Here's how the model works. First, we'll help you build a solid foundation for your grief. During the first days, weeks, and months after the death of a loved one to suicide, emotions are raw, answers are elusive, and the intense grief can feel overwhelming. If this describes you right now, then it's a critical first step to make sure that you and your family are safe. Our trained staff will talk to you about your mental and emotional well-being, and if needed, connect you to additional care. We will also connect you to the best resources to deal with any associated trauma you may have experienced. Finally, we will identify any and all other suicide-specific issues that may interfere with your grief journey, so you can move ahead with confidence that you will get through this. Next, we focus on grief work. Grief is not a time-limited event with a beginning and an end, but a process that will last throughout your life. We will help you intentionally focus on integrating your grief into your life in ways that are healthy. Grief work involves shifting your focus away from your loved one's manner of death and instead finding ways to commemorate a life of service, family, and love. Grief work means finding the right rhythm and forming a new relationship with your loved one, if that is what you want. Some don't, and that's okay too. Finally, we will help you turn your experience into an instrument for good in honor and memory of your loved one. We call this post-traumatic growth. This is a reflective and transformational time in your journey when you've set the pace for a life of continued healing, learning, and love. In this phase, you will begin to make meaning from your experience and gain a new appreciation for life. In this phase, you want the story you tell yourself and others about your loss to be filled with compassion, healing, and hope. We understand. This is hard. Probably the hardest thing you've ever had to do. We know because we've been there, but we've got you. To learn more about the TAPS Suicide Postvention model, please contact us at 800-959-TAPS or visit taps.org/suicide.